Welcome back to part 2 of our series on the top NBA shooting guards of the 1990s. In this segment, we'll be diving into the careers and legacies of 5 legendary players who defined an era: Joe Dumars, Mitch Richmond, Reggie Miller, Clyde Drexler, and the incomparable Michael Jordan. These athletes set the standard for excellence at the shooting guard position, showcasing a mix of scoring prowess, defensive skills, and unforgettable moments on the court. Stay tuned as we explore what made each of these players truly special in the 1990s. 5. Joe Dumars. Joe Dumars was brought up in the Chuck Daly School of hard-nosed, bone-breaking, destroy-the-opposition defense. He helped the Pistons win back-to-back titles during the 1988-89 and 1989-90 seasons while going 120% on the less fun end, and he brought that same mentality with him into the 90s. Joe Dumars was one of the best two-way shooting guards the NBA has seen. He had an excellent outside stroke, routinely shooting over 40% from deep and ending his career with a 38.2% three-point clip. Dumars was also fearless, driving toward the rack, bursting past his defender, and getting up a shot at the rim among the trees no matter what type of pounding he would take. Joe Dumars ended his career as a 4-time All-Defensive First-Team member, a 6-time All-Star, and a Hall of Famer with career averages of 16.1 points per game, 2.2 rebounds per game, 4.5 assists per game, 0.9 steals per game, and 0.1 blocks per game. 4. Mitch Richmond. Mitch Richmond was drafted by the Warriors, but spent the bulk of the 90s suiting up for the Sacramento Kings. Richmond was one of the first high-volume, long-distance shooters in the NBA. He was adept at working screens to find a slither of space from deep, and he also had an excellent off-the-dribble three-point shot. Richmond's long-distance peak isn't at Stephen Curry's level, but it's close. Have a look. 1995-96. Richmond shot 43.7% from beyond the arc off 6.4 attempts per game. 1996-97. Richmond shot 42.8% from beyond the arc off 5.9 attempts per game. Mitch Richmond wasn't just an outside shooter. He leveraged his shooting stroke and a bag of pump fakes to get into the lane and assault the rim, and he was a decent playmaker from the SG position, routinely setting up his teammates with easy looks. Mitch Richmond ended his career in 2002 with a title on the Lakers. He was also named to the Hall of Fame and was a 6-time All-Star. Richmond averaged an excellent 21.0 points per game throughout his 14 NBA seasons, along with 3.9 rebounds per game, 3.5 assists per game, 1.2 steals per game, and 0.3 blocks per game. 3. Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller's 1990s award resume seems light for a player with his skill set. Sure, he made the All-Star team 4 times and was named All-NBA Third Team 3 times, but he deserved more recognition for his play in Indiana. The Nick Killer, one of the best nicknames ever, was a rail-thin shooting guard who looked like he should have been bullied relentlessly in the NBA. Reggie's lack of prototypical size didn't matter. He was one of the most durable players of all time, missing only 13 total games throughout the 90s. 13 total games. He was a killer from behind the arc, routinely finishing among the leaders in three-point shooting, and he ended his career with a 39.5% mark from deep. More importantly, Uncle Reg was death when it mattered most. The league didn't keep clutch statistics at the start of Miller's career, but we know between 1997 through 2005, he made the most three-point field goals in crunch time in the NBA, regular season and playoffs combined. Miller led the Pacers to the postseason 9 times during the 90s, making the finals once. He finished his career as a Hall of Famer and a member of the NBA's 75th anniversary team, averaging 18.2 points per game, 3.0 rebounds per game, 3.0 assists per game, 1.1 steals per game, and 0.2 blocks per game. 2. Clyde Drexler. Clyde Drexler owned one of the smoothest games in the NBA's long history. He bewitched opposing defenses by gliding down the court, two-stepping from the three-point line to the rack for a long-armed scoop shot at the rim. Drexler was a menace with his lane assaults, but he also possessed an excellent mid-range game. Not quite at Jordan's level, but deadly all the same. Clyde the Glide would palm the ball outside of the key, maintaining his dribble as he used the threat of a drive to the rack, along with a series of jab steps to create space for his smooth jumper or a fadeaway when it was necessary. Drexler was also an elite defender. He used his length to take a step off his assignments, allowing him to eliminate some of their burst to the rack while also containing their shots. He finished his 16-year career with an excellent 49.9 defensive win shares and a 105 defensive rating. Clyde Drexler made the playoffs 5 times in the early 90s with the Portland Trail Blazers, but found championship success after teaming up with Hakeem the Dream in Houston during the 1994-95 season. Drexler ended his career by averaging 20.4 points per game, 6.1 rebounds per game, 5.6 assists per game, 2.0 steals per game, and 0.7 blocks per game. He is also a member of the Hall of Fame, the NBA 75th anniversary team, and the 10-time All-Star Club. 1. Michael Jordan. Making him a global icon and elevating the NBA's popularity worldwide. These 5 players not